almost hit you in the face. Like you deserve.
Like usual.
I made a castle.
Did the mahi mahi make your tail fin move? We're being full.
This is how I pull up to the swimming pool.
That was so anticlimactic. Okay.
Is that better?
I think so. What's up, guys? My name is Natalie, and welcome to my Nook of Novels. Today, actually, I don't know what we're doing. We haven't decided yet. We're going to be doing a 12-hour readathon, but we also might do a 24 and 48.
28-hour readathon. 28-day readathon.
We're going to be reading for the next 6 years straight. No food, no showers. We don't even get to look away from the book. We're going to do a 12-hour readathon, and it's going to be spooky themed because I don't know if you guys have heard, but Halloween just happened. And so we spooky. Boo. He gets it. Our TBR. Can you hold this? I don't want this to spill. Yeah?
Oh.
Our TBR. One of the books that was in the stack was Allegiant. Now look what you've done. One of the books in this stack was Allegiant, which is not, we're not going to be reading that today because it's not very spooky. I don't know if you guys have read it, but it's not very Halloween. That's just the book I'm currently reading, which is why it was there. But anyway, the first book that we're going to be reading is Gyo by Junji Ito because we're already part of the way through it. We're like most of the way through. We're like 2/3. I guess that's not really most of the way, but
It's most of the way.
it's most of the way.
Yeah.
You heard it here, folks. We've also been reading Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. When I say we, I should clarify, I'm reading to him for 12 hours. So if I can't talk by the end of this video, you guys know why.
12-hour listen-a-thon.
It's not a listen-a-thon.
That's for me.
I just said Fourth Wing. This is Iron Flame. This is the second book. We've been reading Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. We're on page 133. Almost hit you in the face. Like you deserve.
Like usual.
We're partway through this, and it's not very spooky, but I think what we're gonna do is every time we finish a book, we're gonna read a chapter of this. So just like sprinkle it in here and there so we can make a little bit of progress while we're already reading a lot. This is also not very spooky. This is the only other book, I swear. It's Saga Volume 4 by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. And we've just been reading through the Saga books. And so it's short. It's a graphic novel. So I figured what better time to read a short graphic novel than a readathon.
You're on something.
I would say so. We have Dreamcatcher by Stephen King, which is, it's like almost 900 pages. So I don't think we're going to be reading this entire thing in this video by any means. But I thought it would be a fun one to like start like towards the end of it if we feel like it. Same with The Firm by John Grisham. It's like 500 pages. Again, a fun little one to start at the end of the video if we want to start one of these. Because they're pretty good. When I first was reading both of them, I was like, damn, like I'm invested. I was hooked like a fish.
Like a fist.
Then we have Nothing But Blackened Teeth by Cassandra Khaw, which technically I also started this one. I read like the first chapter of it. The font is massive. Holy heck. We're gonna read this in like 5 minutes. It's about like this spooky like mansion or something. I don't really know. It looks kind of scary. Oh, it's like 130 pages. And then we have The Fear by Natasha Preston, which this is about all these people who post like their biggest fear on social media and then someone kills them in that way, which is fun and exciting. And my friend read this, Braitlin. She read this. She liked it, I think. I might have made that up. I'm pretty sure though. That's why I got
That she
this.
read it or that she liked it?
That she read it.
That she read it.
Because I'm pretty sure she was talking about it.
So
and
she
then,
liked it, she just didn't read it.
Yeah. And she was like, she was talking about it and then I couldn't stop thinking about it and then I finally bought it. So here we are. This one is about like a lawyer and the firm is like really creepy. It doesn't sound that mysterious when I'm talking about it, but the way he like writes it, it's like really good. And then this, I think it has to do with like aliens or something. There's like these dudes that are like hunting in the woods and then like just weird shit starts happening and it's kind of cool. It's kind of good. That's the TBR. Those are the books. I guess what better way to get started than to get started?
Pretty smart.
I would say so.
She gotta read. That's very descriptive.
I know. That's like me when only I don't throw up. And I don't quite look like that. Update time. No. Update. No, it's still crooked. Update time. We finished our first book. We finished reading Gyo by Junji Ito. And it was really good. It was kind of good.
It was pretty good. It was alright.
How many stars would you say?
4.
4. Okay.
I like the pictures because that's all I could read.
I don't know. I feel like it was kind of dragged out a lot. Like it was a lot of like the same thing over and over, you know? So I think maybe like 3.5. But then there were these 2 like short stories at the end, which were really cool. I really liked.
No, the last short story.
The first short story I would give like 2 stars. That was dumb as hell.
No, that was amazing. That was better.
The second one I would give like.
It looks like I'm
4.5
under this
stars.
pole.
Honey,
I'm under this pole.
why'd you do that? It was good. It was silly. We're done with this, and now I'm gonna grab a wee little snack because I'm a hungry hippo, and then we're gonna read a chapter of Iron Flame. And then what do you want to read? I guess we can wait until after the Iron Flame chapter to pick. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to start a new book.
Me too.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay, let's.
Probably a sock. She's got a sock in her shoe.
Okay, so a little update. We are at a quarry right now, and we're reading Nothing But Black and Teeth. I'm on chapter 4. There's 9 chapters and an epilogue, so we're like a good chunk of the way through. What do you think so far?
It's kind of confusing because I was driving, but it's alright.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. I like the writing style. It's
Okay.
really pretty. Do you like the writing style?
Alright.
Okay. I really like the writing style because it's like very descriptive. It uses a lot of like really cool words that I like. We read a chapter of Iron Flame. It was pretty good. In the last clip you saw, he was like building something. He's building
Building blocks.
Yeah.
I made a castle.
He did. He's making a bench, so that's what that was, in case you wondered. And now we're gonna sit here at this quarry, and I'm gonna read some more, and we're gonna be spooked.
Ah.
Enjoy. Bye. So we finished Nothing But Blackened Teeth by Cassandra Khaw. I had mixed feelings on it. He had probably negative feelings on it, I would say. Would you agree with that?
I would, yeah.
In terms of like star ratings, I said I would give it 3.5 stars. And you said you would give it 2 stars. I was gonna...
2 stars.
It had a very beautiful writing style in certain pieces of it. Basically, the whole idea of this book is that they go to this like creepy mansion on a little like wedding trip thing.
They were gonna get married though.
There.
In the mansion.
Oh, in the mansion. Oh, I forgot. Right. Okay, so they went there to get married. And it was just like this creepy place. They were all like, the vibes here are really scary. And like scary, like bad things start happening kind of thing. But it's a little incohesive. So it would talk about like, this is what's happening in the story. And then here's this like really pretty piece of description that doesn't really, not that it didn't really make sense with what was going on, but it just didn't fit together very well. So it would explain in like normal language that they were doing, what was happening. And it would kind of say other stuff in like a very abstract way that didn't make a lot of sense. And so it just didn't fit together very well. Part of me could like tell what was going on and part of me couldn't. And so it just like didn't mesh very well. So that was what I thought of it. Do you have anything to add?
I think by the end it kind of narrowed in on the actual story. And I like that. I like the ending for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
It was well written. It kind of, the descriptions there were really good. They make you kind of yucky, nasty, and it was well done. But I think up to that point, the author, she wanted to write something with a lot of big words and it was very fancy. And I told you this before, but didn't know how to fit it into the story, which is actually not a super strange story. Like story-wise, like it's not a classic tale, but it's just something that you could probably have heard before. And she didn't really know how to make what she wanted to fit into it, so she kind of put it in there however she could. There's other things that I feel like were kind of interesting, like she was talking about all these like spirits appearing and stuff, and they were like chilling in the doorways, and everybody was just like chilling with that.
Mhm.
Which I feel like was kind of weird. Like,
Yeah. It was like out
like
of
everybody's
place.
just chilling with like, yeah.
Yeah.
And thinking about it, like when you're on acid, things that you see when you're on acid, what do you call
Yeah. Oh, hallucinations.
like kind of like hallucinations. Hallucinatory things. You watch the show and you're like, oh, this is like being in an acid trip. I imagined it like that from how she described it, but they didn't seem to like even notice that, and they were just chilling. I also think it's kind of like the main character was she and Lynn. It was kind of more like they were just watching a horror movie.
I guess like all like the other characters kind of fall into this like craze of like, I don't know what's going on, like I'm freaking out, I feel like I should do all this like crazy stuff. Doesn't make any sense, and it like doesn't make sense to anybody. So
No, I agree. I think that the other characters other than Lynn and her, they were kind of like the actual cast of like horror movies, and then she was like kind of an outside character.
if you like more kind of classic, almost like slasher kind of things, it also leaned into that a lot. Like it would talk about like, we're basically in a slasher film right now, this is what's gonna happen next. I don't know, I guess just like the vibes, like there were like signs that like shit was about to go down.
It's time for Iron
You're
because this is a readathon, not a
And not a talk
talk
to my
camera
phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, your phone. So yeah, that was Nothing But Blackened Teeth. Enough of that. We're gonna read a chapter of Iron Flame, and then I don't know where I put Saga. And then we're gonna read Saga Volume 4, and then we're gonna read another chapter of Iron Flame, and then we'll go from there. We're not gonna have time, I don't think, to finish another book because this one was like really short, and we didn't have time to finish. I mean, we're past the halfway point, is what I'm trying to say. Do you want to go ahead and decide what we're going to read after that, or do you want to wait and like feel out the vibes? You know my opinion already. Maybe. Also, I want to point out our decorative pumpkin. We're being fall, so acknowledge it. And that was a pumpkin spice latte we were drinking. So, again, fall, it's Halloween. It was a couple days ago. Anyway, on to our next read.
I'm not ready for the readathon.
You're not.
I'm now ready.
For what?
The readathon.
The readathon, you're not ready to start? You're ready
That's
to
how I pull up to this one.
get down to business. Get comfy. Get cozy. It's important.
Oh, it's these guys.
Wait, I forgot who they
These
were.
are the reporters.
The reporters, right.
Raindrops on my window, and I can't see it all.
Do the mahi mahi make your tail fin move? Thank you. It's not because he's king. Because he's a fucking weirdo.
You were a good boy once. You're burying her next to fucking Duke.
Dookie.
Dookie? Father, I'm begging you. Return to the throne room. What's the Uncanny Valley?
You don't know, like, Uncanny Valley is like, it's like creepy robots. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, what do you
Okay.
keep saying that Uncanny Valley is like creepy robots.
Yeah.
And then when you get to this human-like, they're like, Jesus, it's like not human enough and too human. And then they're like, over here, I'm like explaining this thing that you're showing.
Yeah.
This is my gold star.
Your gold star. I'm gonna staple it to your chest.
I'm gonna nail this to you now. This is the gold cross. It shows that you did really good. I'm going to nail it to you now.
I don't know what I meant. Safety pin. I'm gonna safety pin it to your shirt.
I'm going to staple this to you now. Good job, kid. It's not on tight enough.
I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking of like when you have a gold star and you like put it on the bulletin board and they staple it. I'm gonna staple it to you.
Now we must read.
Now we must. Readathon.
Free bot.
Free plots.
Beaver.
We've already been
Where are the
sextillion.
beavers at? Where the royal knee pull out? Except we.
It's I. Okay.
No, it's us. Thank you, but I should probably go. Why don't you come?
I was thinking she was holding them and he like hit her and she like dropped them
Exploded.
everywhere. Yeah.
As vegetables do.
My asshole father.
You get it?
Yeah, I do.
Is it tomatoes at her?
Yeah, I get it. I got a zero
Bop,
tolerance
bop, bop.
policy for that
Bop.
shit.
3-piece combo. 1D4 for 4.
Craft services. Yep. Oh my god. Fucking idiot. Sorry, I got a little passionate. Blast off.
When she said it, blast off.
I think
She's like,
she meant like blast
triggering
off, like
her
fuck
move.
off. Buzz
special.
Lightyear, infinity and beyond. Don't eat her.
I'm fixing her head
Okay,
with my teeth.
yeah. She's gonna be all stylish now.
Let's do the ring light.
Like a basketball. Like it's Quidditch.
It's Quidditch.
Yeah,
He said,
I did.
Don't
didn't I?
read.
Okay.
but
But
then
it's
she
not.
eats fingers, and that's weird.
Yeah.
The bullet probably went like between her like honcho self.
God knows well. It's your line.
Oof.
She made it.
It's my
Yeah. You're John Proctor's dog, and you go.
Murph. If I'm shooting a missile, where did this missile come from?
It's a cool ass dog. Okay, what can I say?
What now?
I think he might still be alive.
What now? I said, what? I said, babies. I gotta go.
Hello, everyone. It's a couple days later now. I don't know how many days it's been. We finished the readathon on Saturday night / Sunday morning. We read until probably like 12:50 or so. 12:58. We only technically had to go until 12:48 because we started the readathon at 12 noon, and then we were gonna go till midnight plus the amount of time that it took us to eat lunch, which was about 48 minutes. We went the whole 12 hours. The last thing that we ended up reading was The Fear by Natasha Preston. We started, whoa, this looks like we're really far in, but we're not because I moved the bookmark and I put a little leaf in the pages where we are. We read the first chapter of this book during the readathon. What are your initial impressions?
It's pretty alright.
Pretty alright. Yeah. There's a couple like goofy things that the author does that are really have been taking us out of the story, such as using the terms AP English and AP Math, which are not real classes, instead of just like referring to them by their actual class names like everybody does. And then the way that they exaggerate how like crazy this trend is. Like they're talking about like everyone is in this like busy cafe right now and every single person is talking about this social media trend. And it was very dramatic and it's been like very overdone, very heavy-handed. But aside from that, it's pretty good so far. I'm definitely hooked and like interested to see what happens next. And I think it has like enough of like a light fluffy vibe that it doesn't feel like very difficult to get through it all. Like I feel like this is one that's like easy to fly through. Do you agree? Yeah. Also the font is pretty big and just short chapters, so it's like very quick paced. Yeah, pretty good so far. We didn't read either of these. These will be for future endeavors. Nothing But Blackened Teeth. Do you want to give your thoughts on that one?
That was alright.
It was alright. Yeah, so we read all of this book, all 130 pages. It was kind of meh. I think I gave it about 3.5 stars. I really liked the writing style, but it just didn't fit very seamlessly with the plot. Like, there were pieces that felt very abstract and like, ooh, like this is pretty. I don't really know what's happening, but it sounds pretty cool. And there was other parts where it was like very, very distinct and like plot heavy, and it was like, oh, this is cool. Like, this plot thing is happening, but then like the writing style would get lost in that. So it wasn't very cohesive. And as far as plot goes, yes, there were parts of it that were faster than others, but as a whole, it wasn't very unique.
I mean, it wasn't a very long story.
Yeah.
But I think actually this story was actually shorter than the book because there's a lot of excess tangents and stuff about like details, like environmental stuff that was kind of just didn't fit too well. But I mean, the actual book wasn't really this long.
You're saying it could have been like a 50-page short story.
The pacing, I didn't like the pacing because it would be like you'd move like a tiny bit forward in the story, and then you would go. So you'd move a little bit forward in the story, and then it would be like big tangent, or like big. You mentioned this before. They would go into like the history of the characters for pretty big amounts of time,
Yeah.
and they did it all at the beginning. And everyone's like, you don't need to keep doing this because we're like. Yeah, it'd be like, we're like 100 pages in and 130 Facebook, and they're talking about their history, and it's like, we're almost done. Like, you don't have to keep going back to this.
Yeah. I feel like in terms of character relationships, it did a lot of telling and not showing. Kind of just it being like, yeah, I'm talking to this dude, he's my best friend, and also my ex, and his wife hates me because I ruined their life. And also this other guy, he ghosted me, and he's a terrible human being, but he's my bestie, so we're cool. And like, you know, it was just a lot of like, these are terrible people. Their relationships didn't really make sense. Guys, this video is going to be somewhat of a strobe light from here to the end, so just be warned. There was just like a lot of issues with this book. It didn't flow very well. Just everything didn't really fit together.
We're just gonna
take the ring light off. Sorry guys, it's not cooperating. It was just very, very messy, unfinished. So 3.5 stars on that one. This is super out of order, but it's okay. We read Saga Volume 4 by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. This one was a solid 4-star book. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm getting really frustrated with how some of the character dynamics are turning out. Some of the relationships, some drama is happening, and it's keeping me on the edge of my seat a little bit. I'm on my toes. Even though I kind of already know how it's going to go because, like, the kid kind of said,
Yeah.
I guess I meant literally. Whoa. I didn't even realize that. Okay, so maybe things will start turning around, but who knows. Anyway, there's all these different elements in this book that just fit together so nicely. Like the complete opposite of that book, right? Where there's not a ton of characters, but there's a lot with all their different backgrounds, but they all have like these histories and relationships with each other that it's just like so interesting, you know, to like find out more about what went on before all this happened with all of them. And the relationships also like do a lot to like advance the plot because they tie in a lot and are very relevant with everything that's going on. And it's just really good. Do you agree?
I agree.
Anything else to add?
No.
Perfect. The art is really great too. Yeah?
Yeah.
By Junji Ito. This one was pretty good. I feel like I don't have much to say. We already kind of talked about this one in a clip earlier. Basically, the 2 short stories at the end. The first one was not good at all, 2 stars. The second one was really good, 4.5 stars. And this was very repetitive. It was a lot of the same thing. It was the same issue that everyone was just like, oh my god, it's getting worse, you know? And like not a lot of, what are we doing to fix this?
I mean, he goes for 2 months, and then it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
Like, nothing's different.
I don't know how spoilery that is. Probably not.
Maybe he
Maybe read the book to
But
find
maybe
out.
he doesn't, so you're gonna have to read it. Yeah.
I'll just say he's out of action for 2 months.
But why?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say why because, but anyway. But the art was cool. I feel like I would read another Junji Ito book. Would you?
Is there another Gyo?
There's not another Gyo.
Well, it answers my cliffhanger.
But there's other books. There's like Tony. Yeah, would you read another Junji Ito book?
I would listen to another one, yeah. I'd have another one read to me.
Okay, that's what I meant. So that was Gyo. And then lastly, Iron Flame. We didn't read a lot of this in the video. We read 3 or 4 chapters of it. We also, though, I read a lot to him in the past couple days since we did that too, and we've been making a lot of progress in this, and so it's getting pretty good. The plot's definitely starting to pick up. Some of the character stuff is getting a little bit frustrating. The main character is making some dumb decisions. She said something to someone that I gasped. I was like, what? Like, why did she say that? Do you know what I'm talking about? I didn't gasp. I was just like, what is she doing?
She did what?
Yeah, and I was like dumb as hell. It was so dumb. She's an idiot sometimes. Hopefully she grows as a character. I really want to get more into the political things. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, okay. Anyway, I wanna delve more into the political aspects of this. So far, it's kind of just like very subtle. Oh, like these commanding people are, you know, being mysterious, and you know, hopefully I don't end up dead because of like these tiny, like it's like a lot of like little things so far. I want like big plot points to start coming up, and hopefully that will. I'm thinking that there will be more of that later on in this book. That's that one. So those were reads during the readathon. If you include all the books that we read, even if we didn't finish them, we read 5 things. Technically, we only read 2 books in their entirety, but that's not too shabby considering, which is really good for 12 hours. Especially considering me, I'm a very slow reader, and so I definitely think that like reading out loud has been very helpful in terms of like being able to focus and like continuously read for 12 hours, because a long period of time reading for me, I like zone out a lot, and I just get distracted by things. So any final thoughts, any conclusions? Would you do a 12-hour readathon again? Yeah, we've already talked about this. We're thinking about maybe doing a 24 and 48, which we kind of were thinking we might do this time, but just because of like the timing and the circumstances and stuff, it wasn't super ideal. We are planning on doing either like a 24 and 48 or maybe like a 48-hour readathon, since that's not so. I feel more obligated to not sleep during a 24-hour readathon, but he likes his beauty sleep, so I was thinking maybe 48, but we'll see. We could also do like a week-long readathon, which is like, no, listen, those ones are more like you have like a certain theme or whatever. It's like, oh, like reading fantasy books for a week or something like that. But it's not like we're trying to stay awake the whole week. It's just
try
like,
not to read anything but fantasy or readathon.
something
pretty
like that.
hard.
Something like that, yeah.
I can't help it. I need to read nonfiction.
But yeah, that was the readathon. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, then please hit the like button and subscribe if you would like to, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to see the other videos that I post occasionally when I get a chance to. Thank you guys so much for watching. I don't know if I said this already, my Bookstagram and Goodreads will be linked in the description if you guys would like to check out either of those. We will see you guys in the next one. Bye!